Can I ask a question? Do you all think that Merrick Garland should be fired because of this corruption at the DOJ?
Again, I don't think there's corruption at the DOJ. I think the concern is the future DOJ is going to be corrupted.
You think there's corruption there? You think this was a politicized witch hunt? But the Attorney General should be held accountable, no?
Scott Jennings is slowly becoming my favorite person in the world because he has no issue completely debunking and calling out all these woke, insane, hypocritical people who are trying to act as if Hunter Biden getting pardoned by Joe is totally fine and is justified because, oh, it's a father taking care of his kid. No. The man said he wasn't going to do it. His Jean-Claude Van Damme, White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre said he's not going to do it, and he did it. He's full of crap. And before we get into that, make sure that you are subscribed to RTM News to ensure to YouTube that you're enjoying these videos and that they will continually show up in your feed and push it out to more people. Let's get into this video.
Nothing has changed.
Can I ask a question? Do you all think that Merrick Garland should be fired because of this corruption at the DOJ?
Again, I don't think there's corruption at the DOJ. I think the concern is the future DOJ is going to be corrupted.
You think there's corruption there? You think this was a politicized witch hunt? But the Attorney General should be held accountable, no?
These charges were trumped up because his name is Hunter Biden.
But wouldn't you, if you were the president, would you believe the Attorney General?
Let's consult our legal expert at the desk.
If you thought there was,
what you said
there was corruption.
This man looked like he had enough. He said, Scott, shut up, bro. You're exposing us. You're making us look bad. These charges were trumped up because of that. No, it was Biden's DOJ. Hunter had been going through all this stuff. Biden said he wasn't going to do it. Trump has nothing to do with why Joe Biden pardoned Hunter Biden. I think, honestly, Joe might have done it because if Trump did, it would have been too good of a look for him to a lot of the American public. Like the other side have been like, oh, well, I appreciate that he did that. You know, look at him for being such a upstanding guy, not going against his political opposition, because that's what we keep trying to accuse him of. They wouldn't want us to be proven wrong. But Scott Jennings is great. It's like, what are you guys talking about? This is the current DOJ that Hunter Biden is being prosecuted over is literally Joe Biden's. Trump has nothing to do with that. And it's... Did you want us to fire that person because you're sitting there saying it's an attack intentionally because he's Hunter? No. Well, I wouldn't say that. Exactly. It's baloney. Complete BS. And we have more of Scott Jennings completely obliterating the liberal mindset and the liberal insanity, which is one of my favorite things to witness on a daily basis because there's a lot of insanity to go over.
There are Democrats saying they're not happy that President Biden made this decision.
Yeah. Well, tough. The president went ahead and did what he thought was right for him and to protect his son.
Joe Biden.
Totally cool because he felt like tough that Democrats are upset. This is what you guys don't. This is what these elitists don't understand. They don't care what you think as an American, even if you're Democrats. They don't care what you think. Fall in line, or we're going to keep pushing forward the way we want to. We don't care what you think. Tough. Joe Biden did what he thought was best. Even though he said he wasn't going to do it, he believed what he thought was best, and he changed his mind and flipped on a position that made a lot of people try and utilize his position for saying that he follows the law, and that just shows what a testament to his character and what a good man he is. That even though his son is a criminal, that he's going to still allow justice to prevail. No, all that went out the window because he said pardoned.
Is leading office making the strongest possible case for Donald Trump that anybody could possibly make it, and that's that our government and our justice system is of, by, and for the elites and nobody else. He ran to banish Trumpism from our political system in this country, and he has left it politically and now institutionally the strongest possible political force in this country. It is a complete and utter failure by the head of the Democratic Party and the President of the United States. Never again do I want to hear, oh, Donald Trump's a liar. You can't believe anything he says. Donald Trump will abuse his power. Donald Trump will only use the system to benefit himself and his family and so on and so forth. Never again. I have one question for Karen, and that is, why did he need an 11-year blanket
Her name is Karen.
pardon going back to 2014 when Joe Biden was the vice president? We are sitting on the biggest cover-up of who knows what crimes, and Joe Biden amazingly knows exactly, roughly, when it started. He knows just about when it all started. He's leaving office in complete and total disgrace. He is a liar, and there is no other way to spin this today. This has nothing to do with Trump. and everything to do with the character of Joe Biden.
Crazy thing to think about. How is it that Joe Biden pardoned him for 11 years, crimes that could have been done on things that he's done and things that he may or may not have done? We're just going to give him 11 years for just a safety net of 11 years just to make sure. It's an oddly specific number to choose for pardoning. That is super. What are they covering up? That's a wonderful question, and that's super sketchy. And she's laughing about the potential crimes that could have been done under those 11 years.
Republicans have been for years now trying to attack the president himself, go after his family. And when you have someone who literally ran their campaign on retribution, on the idea of I will be your retribution and getting back at his enemies, I would imagine, obviously I haven't spoken to the president about this, but I would imagine the president took a look at this and said, I want to make sure this is ironclad, that there is nothing that can be done to circumvent what I'm going to do to protect my son and to try to take the target off of his back.
Protect your criminal son. I will do everything in my power to protect my criminal son. It's not the same. It's like he's protecting his little boy. His son is a grown man, 45 years old or older, something like that. Like, no, it's not the same. This is not even close to protecting your child who's innocent, who's at the pool, and you want to make sure that some creep doesn't, like, grab him and steal him away. It's not even close to the same thing at all. And you're right. You're wrong about Donald Trump, his whole campaign being about retribution, as if it's like attacking his political opponents. It was retribution for the American people because we've been under a terrible economy, an unsafe border, and he's going to fight in retribution. The retribution is directed towards making life better for us and reviving the economy and securing the border to what it had been, to its former glory under the Trump administration. That is what he's talking about. But of course, yeah, you guys want to make it about you because everything's about you. And if it's not about you, like, it doesn't matter. I can't stand it. Oh my gosh.
Final, once and for all. So that's my reading of it. But again, I think that the hypocrisy here, it is astounding. I mean, Donald Trump has said and done things, said things and done other things. And again, he's a convicted felon himself. He has used his power to benefit his friends, his wealthy allies. In this instance, we're talking about a man who decided to take care of his son after years of unrelenting attacks. I don't blame him.
Did he do it or not? Did he do these crimes? Did he do it? Yes. Attacks on his son. His son did this to himself. He's a criminal. You're trying to paint this narrative that Biden's being this amazing father who's helping his son out. No, his son is a criminal, and he's exonerating him from his crimes because he's his father. And Trump is not a convicted felon. And this is ridiculous. It's not. Trump has said things. Also, this has nothing to do with Trump and everything to do with Hunter Biden and how Joe Biden pardoned him. You guys always want to move the goalpost and make it about Trump. This has nothing to do with Trump and everything to do with Biden lying and pardoning his criminal.
You guys can spend all day long trying to spin this, that this is Donald Trump's fault, that this is somehow caused by Donald Trump. Oh, he's appointing the wrong people. Oh, he did it. Oh, this is the worst possible thing a president could possibly do to his party and to the country, to sit for a year and say, I will not do this. I will not do this. The rule of law is sacred. We have to respect the justice system. Juries, we have to respect juries. We have to respect the guardrails and the norms of our democracy. These people are liars. Inflation, it's transitory. Afghanistan, it's a success. The border is secure. Robert Hur is a liar. The videos are cheap fakes. Biden has a cold. He'll never drop out. Oh, I'll never pardon Hunter. It's all a lie. It is all a grift. Every American, except the most partisan, brain-rotted people, are going to be outraged by this today. He is going to leave off. You think 39% job approval is bad? Just you wait. Just you wait. He's disgraced today. Outrageous. Are you fine with the lying? Are you fine with him sitting before the election all year and lying to the American people? Are you fine with the lying about it?
I don't think that he was lying. I think he made a decision after the...
Oh, you don't think he was lying? He said he wasn't going to do something for a year, and then he did it? What do we call that? What do we call it? We call it a lie. It's a freaking lie. I don't think he was lying. No, he lied. He lied. There's not even room for error there. There's not even room for like, oh, he changed his mind on you can't say you change your mind on something like that. It's like, I'm not going to do this, and then you do it. You knew the circumstances beforehand. You knew the position that your son was in. You knew the crime that he committed. You said you weren't going to do anything about it, and then you did.
The fact and decided this was the right thing for him and for his family. Period. Full stop.
John,
Donald Trump decided that it was okay to pardon
Joe Biden, Karine Jean-Pierre. How many minutes of tape do we have of both of these people telling the American people this will not happen? It's I mean, we could play it all morning. It's a lie, and it's a lie to benefit his own family, and that's all that it is. And everybody who went on TV and said, oh, look how he's the modern George Washington. He's drained every ounce of credibility from every surrogate. If Karine Jean-Pierre had an ounce of self-respect, she'd get off the plane in Africa today, where they're going, so he can avoid the press and resign. He's drained all of her credibility, and everybody else who's defended this, it's draining for them forever.
It's actually embarrassing to be witnessing the time that we're living in, and he's going out of this office in disgrace, and then went to Africa. How convenient we're in Africa, so we don't have to get all the flack for the decisions we've made. At the very least, make a video. Like, he made this tweet trying to justify his action. Oh, look at this beautiful statement Harry Sisson said. And it's like, no, at least man up and come to look at the American people in the eye, make a video saying, I did this, I changed my mind because of and I'm like, you're a freaking fraud, man. You're a scaredy cat. Like, you don't want to address the American people. You've done this time and time again, hiding away whenever you do something stupid, whenever something dumb is done. And oh man, it's just I can't wait for this administration to be gone, because I think we as the American people are fed up with it, and all these people that lie on their behalf and justify every action that they do and try and move the goalposts and somehow bring Trump's name up when it has nothing to do with him. Oh, I can't wait to see them all be gone. It's ridiculous, or at least be debunked and actually publicly stated to be debunked, because mainstream media, legacy media doesn't like to tell the truth. So I'm glad that alternative media is kind of putting them in check. Anyways, comment your thoughts down below. Let us know what you thought. Make sure that you're liking, engaging, and all the fun stuff. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.